Welcome back to On the Road with Doc Pritchett. I have my main man here with me, Mr. Michael Riley. He's the guru of getting things going as far as TV is going, and I'm happy to have you with me.
Doc, it's my pleasure,
Yeah,
man.
you're my main man. You know that.
Well, you know that 7 to 8 o'clock hour is special, and usually I'm at home watching from home, but sometimes I can't take the excitement,
Yes.
and I have to come up here. So I was sitting off camera, and you had such good stuff going on.
Well.
I begged, and you let me come on, man.
Absolutely. Would never turn you down.
Yeah,
Never.
But Doc, as I watched your previous segment, I was so impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was impressed with the interview, but I was also impressed with the content of what was going on.
Yeah.
And to see two top educators
Yes.
conversing, it tells me that a lot of people are taking extreme consideration for the well-being and grooming of our children.
Yes.
So again, I thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And I
Very
thank
nice of you to say
I
that.
thank Miss Dennis and her supervisor for
Yeah.
coming on, supervisor of the cafeteria.
Yes.
And the young lady, because that was powerful information, and that school, it was Delaware College Preparatory Academy.
Yeah.
That's near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
I was introduced to the school sort of like because of my association with you.
Yes,
you
yes.
got my niece Crystal involved, and,
Yes.
through Pritchett Associates, and I was just really amazed at how much she was able to be incorporated in their overall plan.
Oh, yeah. She's done a great job and great teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's doing wonderful things.
yeah,
Yeah, she's been our role model. She's been really our inspiration of what you can do when you get involved, and she's done that.
yeah. And again, it goes back to speak for the opportunity that we provide for the young people.
Yes.
And you've done, man, you've done amazing stuff when it comes to supporting, our young people.
Yeah, well, Mike, I tell you, I learned from the best and all those leaders before me. But there are a lot of things, I know we talked about this earlier
Yes.
today,
Yep.
that need to be done, and things that we have programs we can help a lot of our children.
Right.
Opening up the doors, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of work that needs to be done.
It really
And with
is.
you working with me and, of course, my wife and others, we're just going to make a difference because a lot of our children, they need a lot of help.
They really do. And Doc, it's just a blessing to have this platform that allows, people like myself to come and join you,
Yes.
and
Yes.
people like Miss Dennis
Yes.
to come and join you, because it's so important for the visibility. When there are things being done, it may not be captured in the newspaper,
No, it's not.
and the folks at home, they see a need, but sometimes they don't hear what's being done to fulfill that need.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look at a lot of things that are happening, and I'm concerned, and I know you've been concerned. We talked about this, particularly about Moria School.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the school open. You have a new principal, Keenan Dorsey.
Right.
He catches the flack for what had happened in the past.
Yeah.
And I think it's unfair when you get a good administrator coming in.
Right.
Not that the others weren't.
Right.
It's just that when you keep making changes, and then when you get to the final analysis, now it's time to vote and make decisions from DOE to the state board and what have you.
Right.
That the young person that comes on that has a vision about what they want to do,
Yeah.
but never get a chance to do it.
Yeah. And that happens in many instances
Yes, yeah.
where a great ideal sort of dies on the vine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Before the fruit can be harvested. And I really am praying that the outcome that comes, as a result of what's going on is most favorable, number one, to the students.
Yes.
And I understand the importance of the legacy from the Moyer name.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't think that it's a stretch to say that equally important to the name is the well-being of the children. That comes first.
That's correct.
And
correct.
I would always welcome my children to be in the hands of someone who really cares.
Yes.
Not a calculation. You know what I mean? Because cold calculations, they have their functions, but they don't touch the heart.
Yes.
They don't spur the imagination. You know, and they don't nurture.
Yes.
Numbers are numbers, but people can't be replaced.
That's correct.
You know what I mean?
correct.
Like, say for instance at Bancroft, when we were there, listen, I know you know this story, but this is for you at home. You know, as I've often said, I'm a product of the inner city school system, public school system.
Yes.
And as a product of that school system, I benefited from being under the leadership and watchful eye of teachers who had ties to the community, who cared about the community,
Yes.
who were dedicated to the children. They got to know the parents got to know the teachers,
Teachers, yes,
and we were all better served for it.
Yes.
You know, the school did not close when the bell rang. You know what I mean?
Yes,
They were
yes.
late nights.
Right. Right.
And you could always find somebody there at Bancroft.
Yes. Yes.
And literally thousands of people
Oh, yes.
have been blessed with
Yes.
that education. And we have an architect sitting right here. This man has turned around lives. He's turned around schools. He's turned around individuals. He's brought parents into the fold. You know, he understood some of the barriers of parents getting involved. So the workshops
Yes. Yes.
and the meetings that the parent-teacher the parent meetings that you had
Thank you.
and have at Bancroft, that brought in parents who may not have felt comfortable participating.
Yes.
You know, so I got a lot of accolades for you, Mr. Pritchett, and it's not that you ask them or desire them, but you deserve them.
Mike, I appreciate that.
And it's
I really
a joy,
do.
and man, you keep me so excited because you challenge me to participate in the process.
Yes.
And you allow me to be a part of the vision from Pritchett Associates
Yes.
to Pritchett Associates Therapeutic Academy,
Yes.
the IDMP program that you have founded, the student ambassadors, the assistance for college students with tuition and books, the mentoring, the kind words. Man, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, I tell you, it's. I look at young men like you. You took our lead, you ran with it. You come back and train the teacher, which is me. And so, I mean, this is just wonderful. I mean, to me, we saw talent in you. Got you over there to the art school.
Sure did.
And man, look at you. You just took off. And you one of the best in the state of Delaware.
God bless you, man. I appreciate you saying that.
Best in the
Mr.
state of Delaware, no doubt about it.
You know, Mr. Pritchett, that support, it came from my family, but it traces back to you had a program in place for people, students like myself, who excelled at something. I mean, it's one thing to be patted on the back, but it's another to be given a vehicle. And you guys literally gave me a vehicle. A taxi cab would come and pick me up and take me to class at the Delaware Art Museum from the school.
Unheard of.
And
wow.
Yeah, so if you look at some of the things that I'm doing today, I'm telling you, you played such a huge part in that because opportunities didn't come from every direction. So I had to go with the flow and go where they were coming from, which was coming from you and your direction, your leadership, your teachers. When you sent us away from Bancroft in 1978, which was the last class before the busing began.
Yes.
I said this on a previous program at home. You may have missed that segment, but when we graduated from Bancroft Middle School and we started to attend the classes as the first class during desegregation, we were ready. We were competent. We were competitive. And we were successful. So, you know, that's why I will do whatever it is that you need me to do in support of any initiatives that you have.
Right.
You know, because I think that you are trustworthy.
Well, thank you. When I had those meetings in the auditorium with you guys,
In a
talk to you.
heartbeat. Yes, in a
and
heartbeat.
getting you ready for 1978. It was a big day.
Yes.
Trying to, no matter what the response was from the school that you had to go to, you guys were prepared to deal with anything that came up.
You got that
It's
right.
related to not wanting you there.
Yes.
And we wanted you to stay where you were, but
yes.
you guys were able to just masterfully go in and get your degree.
Yeah.
You one of my star point guards. I had to give all that up.
well, they weren't ready for me when I came there either, because I brought those inner city skills with me, and we turned it up, as the kids say today.
Exactly.
We represented well, you know.
This is just amazing, man, to see all those great teachers, and Mr. Wells and so forth.
Yeah.
They just kept you guys on point.
Yeah.
And Mike, you really, man, you're a role model.
Wow.
Of what what it took to get where you are, and you're giving it back constantly.
Well,
Constantly.
And like you said at the beginning of our talk, you were saying that people had really invested in you when you were coming up, and and that is one of the things that molded you into to being of service to people like you are.
Right.
And so I certainly can't take much credit at all for the things that I do, because this is discipline that was invested in me. This is a result of the time, the encouragement, the wisdom that you guys imparted in me.
Right.
And so, whatever I am is just a reflection of the effort that it took to mold our young minds, and our high spirits, because we weren't always the most settled, but you knew how to handle that. You taught us to have personal responsibility, self-confidence, an open mind, which was one of the things that really resonated with me, because sometimes if you don't have an open mind, you really are limited in your opportunities. So it's valuable stuff, and I'm passing this on to Crystal, my niece.
Yes.
I'm passing this on to my daughter Kira, who's sitting over there. Hey, Key. But and I really think that those are the things that legacies are built on, and no matter how humble you are, Mr. Pritch, somebody's always going to be singing your praise, because people really do appreciate the things that you're doing and have done.
Well, I tell you, I appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, you're an icon.
I'm going to be having you to continue to work with me.
Yeah.
We're going to try and branch out to a school district that is very positive on the reports that you sent them.
Okay, wonderful.
The brochures that you sent them.
Yes.
They've taken a good look at where we're going.
Yeah.
And hopefully something will come out of it.
Right.
But I thank you for designing and sending out information across the state of Delaware
right.
about the good things that are going on with Pritchett and Associates.
Yeah.